Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of really interesting bodybuilding updates. And yes, I'm finally back home from Istanbul. It was a very good weekend at the Balkan Championships over there. My clients performed well. I'm really happy with the results, and I'm happy to be back in this chair again. And in today's video, once again guys, we have some really interesting updates. So the first one, guys, is that Martin Fitzwater is back. That's right. Somebody sent me this on my IG. Apparently, Martin is now sponsored by Explosive Fibers. So I'm not sure which company this is. It's probably like a very low-level company, but Martin is desperate for sponsors now. And really, if anybody wants to offer anything, he's gonna have to accept it. So this company is now sponsoring Martin. I think it's a clothing company. I'm not sure, but yes, Martin finally found a sponsor. And also, his IG is back. That's right. I thought he was going to be back sooner than this. I'm not sure exactly for how long he's been on, but yes, Martin is back online. He has his sponsor in his bio, so Martin Fitzwater is back on track. Now, at the Arnold Classic this past weekend, Arnold Classic UK, he showed up, he competed. Did he look very good? I wouldn't go as far as to say that, because as you guys know, he lost to Patrick Moore. And, you know, in my video about this, I was only talking about how Martin lost to a guy that is really top 50 in the world, something like that. You know, Patrick Tour or something like that. Patrick Moore is basically, he's not a top-level Olympian. He's barely even managing to crack top 5 at like lower-level pro shows the past, I don't know, man, 5, 6, 7 years. Right? And he just managed to beat Martin here, which means that Martin was terribly off. I did not really give any props to Patrick, but Patrick looked phenomenal. And from what I heard, when it was the time to compare these two guys, the crowd went crazy for Patrick. So Patrick looked phenomenal. And I can see that as well in the videos and the photos. He finally brought what he kind of had back in 2019 when he took top 10 at the Mr. Olympia. Again, that was probably the weakest Mr. Olympia lineup of all time. But still, top 10 was a crazy result, and he did look really good at that show. And now he finally brought back this really good condition and peak, and I think he was much bigger than then. So Patrick finally made some improvements, finally brought in a good look. But again, Martin was terribly off. However, Martin still showed up, still competed, knowing fully well that he won't look very good. He still competed, he still played his part, and he got one sponsor out of that. What else would you want? I mean, yeah, he kind of, you know, destroyed his reputation in a way, you know, because at this point, we can see that if he is not on, he can place as low as like top 50 in the world, basically. Like, he was beaten by a 46-year-old Brandon Curry as well. Now, that's another thing. Brandon Curry beat Martin here, but Brandon looks phenomenal. And there are so many comparisons of Brandon from before, when he was a younger bodybuilder, when he was 36, and now that he is not 46, he's actually 43. So the thing is, like, I don't want to say he looks better now, because he doesn't, but he does look kind of comparable. Let's put it that way. You know, in some poses, you can even say that he looks maybe slightly better, like the side chest or the side tricep, but, you know, from the back and from the front, you can see that this is not the best Brandon Curry, but it's not far below that. It's not much worse. I would say the main difference is in the back, especially back double, but like from the front, in the most muscular, in the front double, it's closer, much closer. But still, I think he was much better back at 2019 at his prime. But this was also a very good look, and I would say he probably deserved to place above Martin at the Arnold Ohio. They just didn't give him a fair look. Now, at the Arnold UK, they finally looked at Martin objectively, and he managed to lose both to Brandon Curry and Patrick Moore. Now, as far as Martin, again, yes, he got a sponsor. He's back on IG. We'll see if he's going to get more active, and I don't know what his next move is going to be, guys. He's going to try and act different. Is he going to do any collabs from now on? How is he going to come back and I don't know, man. How is he going to wash his name? Like, at this point, his reputation is pretty terrible. I don't know how do you come back from this, but he needs to actually change as a person, to grow as a person from this, hopefully, and really come back and never, ever again repeat the same actions. We'll see if that's going to be the case, but yes, he's back on IG and he has a sponsor. So that's a news for sure. And you guys tell me down below, what do you think about Martin coming back, and what do you think his next move is going to be? All right, now the next thing we got, guys, is something really interesting, and it looks like it's a Nick Walker's announcement for his next show. And this was my guess at one point. You know, I said I believe that he's probably going to do the Pittsburgh and the New York, but if he's actually taking a break, then that is too soon. But there are so many shows between now and the Mr. Olympia, and one of the bigger shows we got this year, it's going to be Tampa Pro. It's always a pretty good show, and it seems like Nick is doing it. Why? Because he just shared the poster and says, love to see this. Now, they did say in the poster that 212 is back, but does it look like Nick Walker to you to just share that a random show is adding a 212 category back in? Because to be honest, to me, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm pretty sure that Nick Walker is doing the Tampa Pro based on this story, guys. Based on this story. Sharing the Tampa Pro poster, saying, I love to see this. I'm sure he does love to see this because he chose this show. He's doing this show, and he's happy that this show is doing awesome things like adding the 212 back in, making the show bigger, right? So, yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that he's doing the Tampa Pro. He did say in his Q&A that he knows what he's going to do. That him taking a break from competing does not necessarily mean that he's retiring from bodybuilding, focusing on his business. No, he's going to compete again, and I don't think he's going to just do the Arnold Classic from now on. No, he's going to have to do the Mr. Olympia because that was his goal always. He always only wanted to win the Mr. Olympia, and he's not going to give up on that just so easily. Now, he did also post a couple of photos recently. So this one says 3 weeks post-show. His weight is 275, carbs on training day 600, off day 400, 0 cheat meals besides directly after the show, cruising right along. So this gives you the idea what he's doing right now. He's still eating extremely clean. As I told you guys, this guy is not taking a break from bodybuilding and competing. He loves competing. He enjoys competing. He's just doing a little cruise, as he says, cruising right along. Yeah, he wasn't specific in saying, like, I'm taking, I don't know, what is cruise for Nick Walker, 800 mg of test and 500 primo and I don't know, 100 mg of Anawar and 10 IUs of GH. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. He said he's cruising, basically, in different words. So right now, he's not blasting, but he's doing the bodybuilding. He's eating perfectly clean, training, and his weight went up a little bit, not by a lot, maybe like 10 pounds, something like that. I think he was in his 260s at that show. He was huge. So that's nothing, guys. That's 10 pounds of just probably pure muscle. But if he's cruising and not blasting, it could be some water weight as well because, he's probably not gaining a ton of size at this point in his career. But that's really tough to say about Nick Walker because whenever we say that, he comes back better and bigger. So he's probably progressing even right now during his cruise. And in these photos, you can see he is good, man. He's shredded. He's big. He didn't gain any body fat. He's 10 pounds heavier, around 10 pounds heavier. And yeah, I'm pretty sure next time we see this guy on stage, he's gonna be even better, which, I mean, better in terms of muscularity and conditioning, but all he really needs to do is he needs to come in with a better midsection control, with a smaller waist, and that's what's gonna help him potentially win the Mr. Olympia or any of these bigger shows like Arnold or the Mr. Olympia. But as far as the Tampa Pro, he's probably winning that one now. Who also is doing the Tampa Pro is Joe Pilacius, who is one of the freakiest guys of today. And I predicted Joe winning the Tampa Pro, but now seeing that Nick Walker is most likely doing it, it's not going to happen. I mean, I'm sorry to say this. I love Joe, but yeah, to beat Nick Walker at his like second pro year or whatever, no, that's not likely to happen. But even if he doesn't beat him, he's going to have some really cool photos, and I think he's going to push Nick, potentially, because Joe is massive. Joe is like 310, 20 pounds in the off-season. Very, very big, crazy wide in the shoulders, crazy back double bicep especially. So Joe is a massive bodybuilder, and this is going to be an amazing, crazy top 2 call-out. 2 of the freakiest guys, basically, of the day, with a very similar structure. So whoever wins this, and yeah, Nick is going to win it, it's going to be an amazing show, guys, already. If you love the freaks, if you love to see massive bodybuilders, shredded guys as well, then Tampa Pro is for you. You should buy your tickets as soon as possible, because I think this is going down. Nick Walker versus Joe Pilacius at this show at Tampa Pro. All right, now the next thing we got is something from Mike Sommerfeld. Now, he acted all nice, super nice at the Arnold UK, right before the Arnold UK. So he did what he needed to do. He was a good boy, and he won the Arnold UK. But a couple of days later, we can kind of see that Iblis coming out of him a little bit more. I'm not even sure why, but I get those Iblis vibes just watching this video of Mike Sommerfeld talking about him potentially moving to the Open. Now, I don't know who is even asking this question anymore, but he thought he should answer it. So let me play this video for you guys.
I am classic, I will be classic, and I will be forever classic. I won't compete in Open, I won't compete in 212, never ever. If I compete in Open, it's not a competition, it is fun. If I ever step on an open stage, it's just for the crowd. It's just for me. It has nothing to do with the show. I am classic, I'm staying classic, and I will be ever a classic athlete.
Oh, I can see that. I can see that cut up for Suki straight away on Beyond the
All right, so as you can hear, he is not moving to the Open. As we all knew, basically, there was some talk a while ago that he should maybe consider doing the Open. But if he's struggling and doing all this crazy stuff just to make the weight in Classic, and he's really trying to get in at a higher weight or height, and now he finally figured out that he has to bring down the weight, and he's still in the Classic, nobody's really thinking that he's going to move to the Open at this point. I don't see anybody talking about it, but he wanted to answer it. And, if there were some rumors or some talk about it still, he gave us a clear answer. He is Classic. He is going to be doing Classic. If he does the Open, it's going to be for fun, but he doesn't have any plans of doing the Open. He's not considering really switching to the Open. I mean, nobody's talking about it. Maybe we should, really, because his physique is probably never going to shine in Classic physique. Probably. I mean, what we saw at the Arnold UK was pretty good, but that's Mike trying his best to lower the weight to make that cap. And without a cap, what the hell would he look like? He could look like a phenomenal open bodybuilder, potentially. Not 212, that's still too low for him. If he was, though, like 230, 235, what would that look like, guys? I think that would look pretty freaking crazy. So maybe he should entertain that idea a little bit more. But we'll see how will he do it in Mr. Olympia. I'm pretty sure he's saying this because he just wants to, let us know that he is there to stay. So if the judges and the IBB see this, they'll consider him as the future Mr. Olympia in Classic who's going to reign for a long time, who doesn't plan on winning it once and then moving to the Open. I think that's why he's saying this, really, but maybe he should truly consider moving to the Open. However, he can still probably win the Olympia. I think he should win the Mr. Olympia. I think he was much better at the Arnold UK than he was the Mr. Olympia. He made the weight, but he looked fresher, man. I don't know what they did differently for this show, but he looked much bigger and more fresh compared to the Mr. Olympia. So if he was at the Mr. Olympia the way he was at the Arnold UK, I think he would beat Ramondino. I still think he probably beat Ramondino the way he was, but it wasn't good enough. It wasn't close enough. If he brings what he brought to the UK to the Mr. Olympia, I'm predicting it right now, guys. I'm telling you, he's winning the Olympia. I think he is. If he doesn't do anything stupid with the weight or doesn't miss the time zone in Las Vegas, he's probably going to win the Mr. Olympia. Whatever you guys think about that, tell me down below. Now, the last thing I wanted to touch on, guys, is Joseph Baena thing. And if you guys watched my previous video about this, I was pretty hardcore. I was pretty harsh on this guy. I tore him a new hole, basically. I mean, I don't know. I went crazy at him. And I thought the backlash was going to be much more harsh. I thought a lot of you guys are going to defend him much more passionately, but really you didn't. You didn't. And then I check out the comments on the other videos and the posts, and basically everybody's saying the same things I'm saying. Maybe not using the same language, but basically, yeah, the point is he didn't look very good. Let's be mild now, if it's not too late. Now, did I change my mind? Was I too harsh? I would say I was and I wasn't. Because I saw some other photos of him, and in some of them, he actually looks pretty decent. And also, I saw the comparisons of him with his father, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I thought it was cool to see this. Even though he looks worse than Arnold did when he was like 15. And by the way, Joseph Baena is not in his early 20s, as I thought. He's actually in his mid-20s, probably like 26, 27. So for that age, this is not good, guys. But still, it's cool to see that Arnold's son is competing, and this is the only one of his sons that ever is going to compete. So maybe we should, be easy. Maybe I should go easy on this guy, because it would be cool if he actually continued competing and, jumped on some juice. I'm not saying everybody should jump on juice, but he should if he wants to do bodybuilding successfully, because he does not have either the work ethics or the genetics to look good natural. Now, some of you guys were like, that's good for a natural show, but this is not what my standards for natural bodybuilders are. For example, here you have the best Serbian natural bodybuilder. You can follow him on IG if you want, but I know he's natural 100%. He's being tested multiple times a year, and he's my friend as well. I know what he's doing, so he's 100% natural, and this is what he looks like. Phenomenal shape, great genetics. I beat him a couple of times, but again, I'm enhanced. He is not, and it was very close as well. So he has crazy genetics, and this is what good genetics look like when somebody is natural. But again, this is just the best bodybuilder in Serbia. For example, in our neighboring country, in Romania, we have this guy that is their best natural bodybuilder. You can follow him as well. So this is my standard for natural bodybuilding. And there is a whole bunch of other natural guys who look either this good or close to this. So this is what good level natural bodybuilding looks like. And I think this is the only way it makes sense. If you have genetics to compete naturally, then you should, for sure. But if you don't, then what's the point of competing if you don't even have the genetics and the work ethics, and you don't want to diet, and you don't even want to take any steroids? So what are you doing on stage? The competition is to compete. Why are you competing if you look like you don't even lift basically. And I also, like I said, I have a couple of clients, I had many clients actually who were natural, and basically all of them looked 10 times better at least than Joseph Baena. For example, this guy right here who I'm prepping right now, we are 2.5 weeks out of his next show, Serbian Cup, and this is what he looks like. Pretty good shape, not crazy genetics, but this is what you look like if you do a proper prep. Or this guy, for example, 20 years old, guys, only 20 years old. He just won the Balkan Championships. We won. I'm his coach. So yeah, crazy look as well. Good genetics as well. He could have been more conditioned. He will be for the next show, but still, the muscularity, the details, something that Joseph Baena doesn't even have, not even close. And he's like 6-7 years older than Matea here. So yeah, this guy here as well. So a youngster also. And if he competed the way he looked before, that would be close to what Joseph Baena brought to the stage. But no, he hired a coach, he hired me, and in a couple of weeks, couple of months, he ended up getting in shape. This was 3 weeks out. He'll be more conditioned, bigger and fuller on the stage. This guy right here, my client as well, competed natural, and he's also a vegan. This guy here too, and the list goes on and on. I probably missed a couple of good guys as well. So being natural does not mean that it's okay to look this bad. And again, all I saw in my first video, I was away, guys. I wasn't home. I just saw these photos that he posted, and I thought this looks terrible. But again, there are some other photos when he does some poses in which he looks kind of a bit better. And if he's just doing this for fun and doesn't really care about bodybuilding, doesn't want to do a lot of work like dieting or training hard, then I guess it's okay. But what's the point of competing if you're not willing to train hard and eat right and diet down and suffer? I don't know, man. I still hold on to what I said. I don't take anything back. Again, I was harsh, but I believe 100% in what I said. And if you guys disagree with me, that's totally fine. You can have your own opinion. I have nothing against that. We can see things differently. That's totally cool. So, guys, if you have your own opinion on whichever topic from this video, leave it down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel, guys. See you soon. All the best and bye-bye.